Saved, Part 1. Her tiny body convulsed without control, and her chafed, bony arms reached for the sky as a sea of dark faces converged upon her. A storm of tears fell down her cheeks, looking for a seed to sprout a newfound belief. Though she was drifting in and out of awareness, she could feel the hands of many touching her, lifting her, as they carried her over what seemed like 100 pairs of eyes, from one small, dimly lit living room to an enclosed front porch, a room that gave refuge from all the madness left behind, a room that provided privacy against distractions, and where she would eventually experience the release she had only pretended to feel before that evening. They placed her on the bare wooden floor and quickly surrounded her, shielding her from possible danger to herself or to others as she rolled and rolled from one edge to the other. The voices around her were speaking, first in hushed tones, as if afraid they might somehow ebb the wave of power that was flowing through her body, that was lifting her at times off the floor, and then in shouts that could be heard in every curve of one's soul. The jingle of the tambourine joined the chanters, and the cadence increased. The timbre of the voices alone commanding a response from her little body, one that was now floating to a consciousness she never experienced before. Church was in the living room of the preacher's house and was always fun to go to and full of people. Mrs. Baker, the preacher's wife, had 17 children, some married, some still in elementary school, and some dead. Every Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Tuesday night, their cream-colored station wagon would roll slowly down Grove Street, always leaning lower on the driver's side, horn blaring, looking for children to pick up for delivery to Baker Temple Church of God in Christ, the only Pentecostal church in town. Sometimes Sunday church services were held at the VFW Hall, and sometimes at the Universalist Unitarian Church Community Hall. But back then, most times it was at the pastor's house. Parents didn't even need to call the church to pick up their kids. When the horn blared, the children sprinted out of their respective houses, dressed in the standard Church of God in Christ uniform, white blouse and black skirt for the girls, and white shirt and black point pants for the boys, and they piled into the station wagon. It was never correct for a girl to wear pants, and if one did, she was told to go back in the house to change. The same thing if her white blouse did not cover her upper arm, as a woman's underarm should never be visible because men would think of somewhere else. By then, the prepubescent Rhonda knew what something else was, but she wasn't sure how it related to covering her upper arm. Nevertheless, appropriate attire was required by all.